Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you everyone. Dr. Yukon Suckit. So anyways, today I am coming to you from my secret underground headquarters, and I am bringing you a deck. I've entitled it Neon Goblin. It is mono red aggro, heavily featuring goblins, and a surprise guest star, Urabrask, the Praetor of the Phyrexian type. So the deal is that I was playing some other decks, and I got plowed by a deck that seemed like it was mostly Goblin and Urabrask. And I thought, Urabrask, I've been thinking a lot about him lately. I would love to get some experience playing with Urabrask. So I went out looking for the deck to see if I could find it and just play with it. Couldn't find it. So I took what I knew about the deck that I went up against, and I found a standard Goblin deck, and I jimmied things around so that it more or less fit what I remember playing against. I remember that there was Igneous Inspiration. So the deck I was playing with originally didn't have it, so I ended up putting together a sideboard for it as well, all lessons. So let's take a look at this particular build, and then we'll take it out and see how well it does. At the low end, we've got the Fireblade Charger, who is a 1/1 for 1, and as long as it's equipped, which we do not have any equipment, it gets haste. When the Fireblade Charger dies, it deals that much damage. It deals let me try that again. It deals damage equal to its power to any target. So generally 1, but that's a thing. It's a lot like that shambling gas kind of situation. When it dies, you get to do an extra point of damage. Unfortunately, you don't get to choose to get like treasure off of it, but whatever, it's red, right? The other thing that's good about it is he is a goblin, so he will suck up some of the pluses that we're getting from some of the other goblins, which means the amount of damage that he deals when he dies potentially is going to be a lot more than just 1. We got Frostbite, which is a great direct damage card if you're playing with snow-covered mountains, which we are. And so this one will deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So it's 3 for 1, like a good old-fashioned lightning bolt. We got Goblin Javelineer, so it's a 1/1 for 1. He's got haste, so that's what makes him a little bit better than the Fireblade Charger. Whenever he becomes blocked, it deals 1 damage to creature blocking it. So provided that creature only has 1 point of toughness, then it's just going to die and nothing happens to our Javelineer, other than the fact that he just gets blocked and doesn't get to cause any damage. Kumano faces Kakkazan. So it's a saga. It comes into play. When it comes into play, you deal 1 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control. Then on your next turn, the next creature spell, when you cast your next creature spell that turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, which means one of your goblins is going to get a +1 counter more than likely. And on the third turn, you get a hasty 2/2. And if a creature dealt damage this turn, which I'm assuming by a source you control would die, exile it instead. I guess as it comes into play. But whatever, you get a hasty 2/2 out of the deal. And so, this deck is a lot of goblins, but really it's a lot of haste is what's going on, right? So we got Abrade. This is our ability. It basically does 3 damage to any target creature, or you can destroy a target artifact. So this gives us the ability to take out some artifacts, actually. A little bit of control right there. Battle Cry Goblin. It's a 2/2 for 2. You have for 2 more than goblins you control, including himself, gets +1/+0 and gains haste until the end of the turn. So this would make Goblin Javelineer more, Frostbite more, and these guys gain haste, that kind of great stuff. Whenever Battle Cry Goblin attacks, if you attack with creatures totaling 6 or more power, then you get an additional 1/1 red goblin that's tapped and attacking as well. So this brings on the Horde, right? We got Thundering Rebuke, which is a fantastic red card because it can do 4 points of damage to target creature or planeswalker for 2. Being able to do 4 points of damage is fantastic because usually you top out around 3 for a single spell. This is a sorcery, so you got to do it on your turn. But you could take out dragons with this. There's a lot of things you could take out. Angels, usually. So it does provide you with a little bit more ability to handle your opponent's stuff. Igneous Inspiration will do 3 points of damage to any target, and you get a pull from the sideboard. We'll look at those later. Hobgoblin Bandit Lord comes out, and each goblin you control gets +1/+1. You can, for 1 mana and tapping this guy, deal damage equal to the number of goblins and enter the battlefield under your control this turn to any target. So it's a little on the thin side. If you happen to have a bunch of mana and you happen to have a bunch of goblins, you can cast. At which point then you can tap this dude and do whatever, 2, 3 points of damage. More likely 1, but you know, it's a thing. We got Hulking Bugbear. He's a hasty 3/3. So I mean, surprise, it's a big bearded goblin, essentially. Urabrask, the Heretic Praetor. So he really is he's just a 4/4, a hasty 4/4 for 5 is what you're getting out of the deal. But it says here, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, the next time they would draw a card this turn, instead they exile the top card of their library, and they may play it this turn. And so that means that they don't get to technically draw their card, I mean their first draw card. I guess what it means is that they bring it down to exile, and they can play it, but if they don't get to keep it. It stays in exile and is gone. Yeah, they can only play it on the turn that they actually get it into play. So that keeps them from being able to accumulate cards. They're basically having the top deck and play whatever they got. You, on the other hand, you get to draw a card and exile, basically take 2 cards per turn. One of which you have to play or else you lose it. The other one you get to keep. So it's definitely an advantage for you. We got 23 lands, and over here on the sideboard we got Environmental Sciences, which helps you look for a basic land in case you're a little bit of the mana shy. Expanded Anatomy, which puts 2 +1/+1 counters on a target creature, and it gains Vigilant until the end of the turn. It's just something I figured, hey, these goblins are usually a little bit on the light side, but if we could pump one of them up to 5, that would be pretty nasty. We've got Introduction to Prophecy, which if you're desperate for cards, you can scry 2 and then draw a card. Illuminate History, discard any number of cards and draw that many cards. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you create a 3/2 red and white spirit token. So if you just got nothing but trash, which I don't know, I guess you might be just, basically for me, it'd mean creatures aren't doing crap. You really need your direct damage spells. You throw away the creatures and start digging for direct damage would be my guess. I guess flip side, they don't have any creatures out. They got nothing to shoot. You're just sitting around. Then you can throw those away, pull out creatures. And if you got enough stuff in your graveyard, you get a spirit out of deal. Introduction to Annihilation. Cost you 5, but you get to exile any non-land permanent that they have, and they just get to draw a card. So good for them, But on the other hand, you get to get rid of something, and it only costs you 5 to do it. We got 2 of those. Lastly, we got a Mascot Exhibition, cost 7. If for some reason in this deck you manage to make it up to 7 mana, I would hope the game would be over by then, and you're running low or you just want to slam dunk your victory, Mascot Exhibition will put out for 7 mana 3 tokens. One that's a 2/1 flyer, one's a 3/2 just spirit, and a 4/4 elemental. So it's just some extra beef there. Nothing goblin-y though, but just in case you need it. Anyway, so that is the deck. Let's take it out and see how well it does. All right, let's play Only Satan. Hello, Only Satan. 3 mana, 1.5 creatures, and some control. Let's see what we can do. And everything here is cheap. Apparently Satan likes to take his time. Keep. All right, one down. 59 more to go. That's 2 mana optimized for pure damage right there. And Lord's going to give us our pluses. All attack. Block with both if you like. All right, Goblin Javelineer did what he's supposed to do best. Of course, Bilbo there keeps passing out the life like it's nothing. All right, so there's 4. Should I clear the board a little bit, maybe? It doesn't really matter. Let's send it in. All in. What are these, sorceries? Okay, well, we'll just have to put up with it. Really nice to get a 5th mana. I'd like to see Urabrask do his thing. Let me guess, another pest? Ooh, looks like he's looking to kill something. Really? All right, come on down. All right, here's number 5, Urabrask on the road. All in. They draw a card instead, they exile. I couldn't quite read what it says. The top card of the library, they may play it this turn. Alright, I'm going to have to kill those innkeepers. They're just getting in the way. One. 2. 3. And for the last of our mana, all in. That was kind of a temper tantrum right there. I'm sorry you had to see that. What is that, a meat hook? That's not cool. At least he's only got a couple of mana. Fireblade Charger. All attack. Some more chump blocking going on. Ooh, did we flush that meat hook out? That's nice. Yeah, it's gone. Good. How many of those things does he have? Does it just put out 1,000 pests? We're going to give him a point of life. Let's go see what we can learn. We're up to... I think we need some creatures. Oh, we didn't get an opportunity to use it. Gotta wait for it. We gotta wait for it. Here we go. Victory! And we're playing against Arnoldrit. I'm sure that's a family name. 2 mana. Let's keep it. Well, all of this rain makes my video card scream. Battle Cry Goblin. I'll tell you, we're going to give this guy a shot. Because they are just trouble if you leave them out and about. We're going to go ahead and put out a second guy and come on out. Let's activate that ability. Go all in for 5. Another elf. Wheel of Misfortune. Turn, turn, turn. And what lesson shall we learn? Let's go for some mana. In your face, Arnold. Victory! And playing against Quiet Epiphany. 2 mana. That's enough for a Goblin deck. Going first is a good place for us. 2. The Evolving Wilds, okay. Blue. And black. We got Dimir action so far. And Lord. Four. Oh, I don't know. Crap he's playing there. My only hope is just Bandit Lord, and keep those guys alive. He's ramping. He's scrying. He's marking it with a B. This might not be a good idea, but giving him access to that extra drop return. But I kind of want to see Urabrask in action. Haste. Got him down to 6. Did we win, or are we just about to get slaughtered? You see, he's got enough mana for the slaughter. There we go. And we win. Winner, winner, victory dinner. All right, so here is Mono Red Extremely Aggro featuring Urabrask, the Heretic Praetor. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed playing with Mono Red Goblins again. I mean, you play it and, you know, they're always fun to play. They don't do so well against control, but against most anything else, they are just so aggressive. It was cool having Urabrask. You know, the reason why is that, I mean, for 5, you're only getting a 4/4 with haste, and that was a little on the not great side for me. I mean, it was great having a hasty 4/4. But the best part, though, is that you get that like extra card draw per turn. You don't get to keep it, of course. You have to exile it if you don't use it. But and then also your opponent gets to do the same thing as well. But being able to blow through that a little bit faster, you know, without having to pay for that ability, you know, long standing, I think helped out a lot. You're able to get to more creatures, maybe potentially. I mean, I'd hate more land. There's 23 in here, but yeah, we got a lot of direct creature removal, and that works out fairly well in an aggro situation. What else is in here that's different? I mean, we have Kumano faces the Kakkazan. I'm not sure this is really all that necessary. I mean, it's a part of the mono red aggro library of cool stuff to do at the moment. Just because you get that single point of damage, you get to buff out whatever creature you play on your next spell turn, as well as you get another hasty 2/2. So really, he's really good if you're really focusing more on haste. And this deck, I don't know, it seems more goblin-y. I guess you could say it's haste because the Battle Cry Goblin gives all of your goblins haste until the end of the turn. And everything else that's in here is pretty much goblin. One thing I did like about this deck is it did have a lot of direct damage punch. We had the Thundering Rebuke, which does a great job with its ability to hit up to 4 on creatures or planeswalkers. The Frostbite does 2 if you're playing with snow-covered mountains. You get 3, and we're playing with snow-covered mountains. And lastly, Igneous Inspiration, giving you 3 points to any target, which can go against players pretty well. Oh, we also got Abrade too. Man, there is a lot of direct damage in here. And what's nice about Igneous Inspiration, it gets us into the sideboard, which I loaded up with Introduction to Annihilation because I just felt like we needed to have the ability to exile target non-land permanent. You know, that I can't quite live without actual control. And even though we don't have any like board wipes going on, oh, don't make me talk about burn down the house. Oh, burn down the house. But anyways, maybe we'll tweak this one a little bit. Yeah, Introduction to Annihilation is okay, provided you think you can make your way up to 5 mana. Expanded Anatomy will help get those goblins above kill level, probably. And, you know, Mascot Exhibition, just in case you happen to make it up to 7 mana in a goblin deck, usually you're dead. But anyways, in this one, we can use the reinforcements is the hope. We didn't get to see this much. I think what I do, I pulled Environmental Sciences just so I can try to go after some mana. I pulled an Introduction to Annihilation to take out something one time. But yeah, the rest of this didn't work out as much as we could have. So anyways, I think this is a really good blend. And, you know, I just that, can we really afford another 5-mana card in here or not? I don't know. We'll have to mess around. So anyways, here's the deck. I hope you had as much fun with it as I did. That's it for now. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time. Later.